Hi folks, welcome to a short video about 3 minutes long, just describing some of the changes that we put across to the Skyline platform over Christmas. Two sections, part one and part two. Part one is the photo changes to the text screen, and part two is the photo changes to the photo screen. So let's move straight on to the demonstration of the software changes. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is just swap them over by left clicking and dragging your images across. You can swap the order of the pictures, and that is changing the sequence number. Next thing we can do is we can add. So you've got a little tooltip here, and this video is actually available on this tooltip. We're going to add a photograph. So this is onto the text screen, and here's one I prepared earlier. We can drag a full-sized image across, so no need to resize these, and they'll get added straight away. First thing you probably want to do is edit some pictures. So the equivalent of MS Paint, just by clicking on the photograph, brings up the drawing window similar to MS Paint, where you've got an annotate, crop function, sticker function where you can add some stickers, but we're going to concentrate on the annotate function. So at the moment we're set to arrow. So we can just left click and drag and position an arrow, and we can move the little blue circles to move the arrow around. You can change the line thickness. We can also change the line color. So for a blue arrow, let's have a blue arrow. We can also draw a circle or an ellipse. So let's put a little circle around the missing tile, and I prefer red. We've defaulted it to red. A red arrow and a red circle for you to make it slightly easier. Also key in a caption here, so as soon as you start typing it comes up with your preferred captions. If I can type correctly, and we can put the position, let's say the 11th, and by clicking the yellow button we can save that image, and it automatically reflects that on the screen. If we want to put that as the first photograph, we can shuffle that up and we can reposition as before. We can edit the other images by putting circles and arrows and saving. If you didn't want a picture on there, when you click on the photograph, you've got the option to delete, which is prompted with a big red yes and a big green no. So obviously hitting no, I don't want to delete that, and it will come back. If you don't want to annotate, you can just click on the X and that will bring you back. Let's assume we did want to delete the picture. And there you go, there's the picture deleted. And we can also shuffle the pictures around. And if we want to, we can add another picture in. So it's as simple as that. So we've showed you shuffle by dragging, adding a new picture which can be full size, and the annotate, which is the equivalent of MS Paint. Now we've got part two, which is looking at the products for the new build, single defect and investment report. So we're now going to look at a new build report, which is the same as the investment and the single defect in essence. So once you've got your photograph on your grey box, you can just click it exactly as building survey. Same functions, annotate, crop and sticker, and exactly the same thing, just the ability to put your circles and change your colours as you require. So very simple, and click the save button and that'll be reflected. If we go on to say the internals, so I've got a couple of pictures set up. Here's a floor, maybe with a creaky section about there. I'm just going to put an arrow there, and we've got a flue, and we've got a damp patch up in that corner. Again, before we can move the yellow, so beg your pardon, the blue circles, and move the arrow around, and put your little circle to denote. You can change the size of the circle again and the colour. And that's it. So it works exactly the same, snagging, investment and single defect. And that's a very quick demonstration of how that aspect works. I hope that's okay. So that finishes for part one, and part two is coming up also in the news items, but I hope that's okay for now. Cheers.